Hey folks, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we're going down to New Orleans. We're going to visit Urban South Brewing. We're going to have the Unholy Roller. Stick around.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. I just need to record that and just hit a button and just let it say it on its own going forward. We're back to do that once again. I got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking today in this month that is far from Halloween?
Unholy Roller from Urban South Brewing. Blood orange, juicy, hazy DIPA.
All right.
Let's crack it and see how bloody it is.
All right.
I see no blood.
No. See some orange.
Doesn't even look blood orange.
I can smell some orange.
Indeed. Whenever you're ready, Andy. Whenever you're ready.
This is
Always waiting
the
on
most
Andy.
unholy of pours. Evil pouring.
Always waiting on Andy.
Cheers,
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Truly evil.
I do like the can art. Kind of got that Halloween theme.
Yeah. It does. The can clearly states it is a hazy, juicy double IPA. It is 8%, 60 IBUs. It is hopped with Citra, Mosaic, Centennial hops, and blood orange. It is a spin-off of their flagship Holy Roller, which is a hazy, juicy IPA.
So this is just a double? Is that their regular as a single?
Yes, but it's also got loads of blood orange. The can says, oozing with an unholy amount of mouth-watering blood orange. It's not a normal amount. Truly evil. This
Truly
is
evil
sacrilegious, blasphemous. I do have a fun fact that they mentioned on their website.
We like fun
Get
facts.
this. Yeah. This pairs with Good Luck Charms, Black Cats, and Spooky Season.
Like, is food pairing? You're supposed to eat a black cat? Is that
different cultures, man? Yeah, I'm not judging. If down where you're from, if y'all are cat people, hey, right seasoning, a little tenderizing, slow cook it, plenty of basting. I think it'd come out right. Right, Jay? Yeah, you're the barbecue guy. You tell me. Yeah, you. That's it for the beer.
I'm trying to enjoy my beer.
Yeah, he's not gonna let us in on any secrets there in the barbecue world, apparently.
Okay, that's the mystery meat. Yeah,
that's a different channel.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't have to tag that.
Yeah, I'll put that one down in the description.
Urban South Brewery is out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Founded in 2016. It's a regional brewery. The owner and founder spent a year in Europe tasting some fine beer from Belgium, England, Germany. And he wanted to make better beer for the region that he lived in down there in southern Louisiana than what was available. And I'm going to drink that beer right now.
All right. Thanks for that information. We've obviously
It's kind
had
of
this
cool
one.
with the little hops there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We've had this one for a little bit.
Mine's. I was looking at that when we opened it. I don't think it's. I mean,
I can't see the date. Mine's cut off.
Mine
it was a
says
on date of 8:30,
August
so we're
30th, 25.
yeah. So we're 6-7 months out, a little longer.
Yep. All right. Who's had this one before? Anybody?
You have.
I have. Yes,
You had it on draft.
I did.
Got
Look
some
at
little
you. You
populace
did.
in
Yeah.
Back in September of 2024.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is obviously one that they do probably seasonal, or that they did seasonally for Halloween of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, all of the Halloween motif.
Even
And
Ben
you had it in
said,
September.
"'Tis the season."
Yeah.
What season were you celebrating? Cat barbecue season?
Yes. That's, Jade sent me a recipe. So,
I shared things with Ben in
Yeah.
the smoking world.
Do you have a good
The
rub for Cat?
the best one I have is for Cabrito. Do you know what that is?
I don't. I don't want to change channels to find out. Please tell me.
Cabrito is smoked goat.
Oh, yes,
there's a lot of
I'm
people that
down
do.
with the goat.
Yeah, that there are competitions for Cabrito.
It is the most widely consumed meat in the world, so I mean, it can't be bad. I have lamb, why not goat?
There's actually a store here in the North Alabama area that, ironically, the same store that started selling Telluride Brewing beer a couple weeks ago. But they sell wild and exotic game meat, so you can get camel, you can get elk, you can get all sorts of exotic meats.
Okay. All right.
It sounds delicious.
Well, before the show runs off the rails, Jay, what do you think?
Yeah. Prior to today, we had all talked a little bit about Urban South, and I think this is our first Urban South beer.
Second.
I've had second. Okay.
Paradise Park.
Paradise Park. Yeah, you're right. And I've had several of theirs, and I so really want to like them because it's from New Orleans. It's they do really cool can art. Their names are cool. It just leaves me lacking for more. It's hard to differentiate. There's a whole lot of blood orange in there. They say it's oozing with blood orange. I get an orange flavor, but it's not overpowering. I don't get 60 IBUs out of this. I have to wonder about the area down there because we've talked about some other breweries, and I think it has to do with the water, which is so strange because Parrish is over in Broussard. I don't know how far they are from New Orleans. I think it's about an hour and a half, but it leaves me wondering. This one is just okay to me. It's not something I'm going to seek out, and I haven't had anything from Urban South that just blows me away and says, "Here, come give me more," or things like that. So when I go down the aisles, I'll look and see if there's anything that piques my interest, but a lot of the times I pass. This one to me is just going to be a 6 on an IPA scale. So,
all right.
No. Broussard is I'm just looking this up, but Broussard is a good bit away from New Orleans.
Yeah, I figured it was.
It's farther west.
Hour and a half, 2 hours. I think I looked it up because I was in New
It's
Orleans.
probably about 2 hours
Yeah.
because you got to go through Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is about halfway between New Orleans and
Yeah.
Broussard.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. The last time I was considering going to Baton Rouge, I thought about going over to Parrish, which wouldn't be as bad. It'd be about an hour, I think, from there.
And
I still think that's the road trip we ought to look at.
by comparison, Abita Springs is just on the other side of Lake Pontchartrain from New Orleans, on the north side.
Yeah, and
The water,
a lot of people
maybe the same water.
like Abita, and I'm not knocking Abita. We kind of all grew up on Purple Haze and other things like that because it was higher ABV, and hell, I couldn't even get that in the state of Alabama because of the ABV on Purple Haze. But I do know that's one that we drank, that and Turbo Dog and or some of the others. So yeah, I mean, but they're kind of in the same area, a little bit above Urban South for me. Parrish just has the market, in my opinion, on the southeast. Their beer, whether it's the water or the way that they brew it, I don't know, but I'll
All
keep
right.
trying Urban South. I'm not going to give up on them.
That's good because you got more coming. Andy, more is on the way.
And to stress when you mentioned our conversations about our experiences with the Urban South, and I think for me it is similar to my experience since I'm the closest to Memphis and I get a lot of Memphis brewery beer here. The water, I think, plays a big difference because there's just not one dominant Memphis brewer that's knocking out of the park. It's just something about the flavoring. And I think that's one difference between Parrish. It's definitely not getting the same water source as Urban South. I think Urban South and Abita probably, although it's called Abita Springs, so I'm sure they've got some natural springs. I got to look more into that because I think we've only done one Abita. Have we done any Abita?
I don't think so.
Wow. Go figure. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know if it's the same water source, but I think water plays a big difference, just like yeast plays a big difference. Just local.
Just like when we go through a lot of the advent calendars or the German beer garden boxes, I think those all have different water sources that make a big difference. I mean, we've talked about that.
So that said, I had some reservations going into this one. I will say this: it's better than I expected. I am pleasantly surprised. It's going to get a better score than I really anticipated. I like if you can get a good blood orange without too much bitter peel. It kind of reminds me of what was the one we had in Hoover? Yeah, it's close to me. Yeah,
the Goat Island blood orange.
Yeah,
it's not close to the Goat Island blood
to
orange.
me.
That is a
yeah, he's wheat. Offended.
That's a wheat.
Yes, but the orange.
This is
flavor.
a DIPA.
It is definitely doesn't feel hazy. It feels much juicier than hazy. But it's not the worst score I'm going to give it because felt like Paradise Park let me down. It seemed like it, and because it's available to me here and I wanted to like it. I don't recall ever seeing this one during the season here. I think where I am, we only get very limited Urban South, but I'm going to give it a 6.5. If handed to me, I would drink it again. So it's Urban South has done a little bit to redeem itself for me. I will be a little more open to the next one.
Like I said, it's on the way.
There's
more coming.
On the way.
So yeah, I think that I got this one and wanted to share mostly because of the can art, thinking we would probably try to do it around a Halloween time frame, but obviously it didn't work out to get it Just
I did not know that
separate.
it had a Halloween motif.
Yeah.
Really, had we known that, would have pushed it forward.
Well, and we just didn't. I don't know when we didn't get it. I think I got it to you guys when we met in October. So
Yeah, so it's
and
hard.
that was at the middle of October, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
middle of October.
We could have done a live review.
Could have. But anyway, nevertheless, here we are doing it now. I think that this one for me is overall it's okay. I think I find that is often the case. The things that I like about certain IPAs are reasons that you guys typically don't like certain IPAs. I think though that one thing that I've found is that in all the blood orange beers that I've had, they all just kind of fall
blend together
flat for me. Yeah, there's just nothing. There's nothing overly special about any of them that I've had. And I don't know if that's just the blood orange cuts some of the flavor. I don't know. It's just again, we've had 2 or 3 of them. I think this is a third beer that we've had blood orange in that's actually named. We had like a blood orange and honey beer.
The Revolver.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they're all just okay.
See, when I think of blood orange, I mean it is the orange that looks like bright red.
Yeah.
And none of that ever comes through in a beer.
Yeah. So I think again, I think I like it from the standpoint that as a DIPA, it's not bitter. It's not overly, it just doesn't have those typical IPA characteristics for me. And I think again, the blood orange and some of that kind of cuts it. But at the same time, again, blood orange is just not. I'm never excited anymore when I see blood orange in a beer. So 7 is my score, and I give it that because again, it's an IPA that I could drink as it not being so IPA-ish, especially DIPA. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7. Why
Highest score out of the
giving me
3 of us.
dumb looks?
You like your beer. You like your beer aged, I guess.
Okay.
You scored it a 6.
When I had it on draft?
Back in September.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but Andy was.
No, I'm definitely gonna say something. I mean, it could have been how many beers you may have had before that day, or before that, one. Yeah, it could have been muddled.
Yeah.
Trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
And I think I tend to think about them a little bit more when we do the show, right? When I have a beer, it's probably just more just off the top. Okay, I'm gonna give it, this. When we sit here and try to analyze it, I would drink it. I would probably score it more for the flavor at the time versus now thinking about it as a DIPA. I would rather drink this as a DIPA than some other DIPAs. So,
well, and 2, yeah, sometimes when you do your beer, when you rate it on Untapped, do you do it immediately or do you drink it a while? Do you do it after the first sip or 2, and then rate it, or do you wait a while and?
I'm after a first sip or 2, which is probably why it's going to probably get a lower score because by the time I rate it here, I've had half the beer typically.
We talk about it. You get into your emotions. Yeah, you're like, what am I feeling?
Well, for me, it's so hard to remember to rate the beer anyway. So if I don't do it immediately, then I typically don't do it. I'm the same way with email. If you ever send me an email and I don't respond within like 5 minutes, you're not getting a response.
So, well, we get to talk about it, and then you think, what do I feel about this?
Yeah.
You open up to us.
That is going to be a 6.5 for the Unholy Roller Blood Orange Hazy Juicy DIPA from Urban South out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Definitely, if you've had this one, if you got it back in October-ish, let us know what you think about it. Probably can't find it right now, but I'm sure this is going to be one they probably bring back in the fall. So definitely check it out if you have not done so in the past. If you find it, give it a shot. Let us know what you think. Leave us a comment down below. We got a whole bunch of links down below. Check all those out. We're trying to make it to 500 subscribers by the end of 2025. So if you have not subscribed, we would definitely appreciate that. If you have subscribed, go ahead and hit that like button. If you hate this video, then hit the down vote twice for us.
2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down. Yeah, check out links for merch, our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server down below, and some of our social media sites, et cetera, et cetera. Randy and the Attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.